Well, college basketball generates a lot of revenue during March Madness, but what if basketball turned out as much money as college football? Well, Lauren Brownlow answers that question in this week's Brownlow Mailbag.
Scott asks, I hope these are done soon because I'm out of questions. I love the mailbag. Appreciate it. He says, where would college sports be if basketball generated the bulk of revenue instead of football? And I do think that's an interesting question because I started to think of all these like what ifs and which schools would be the most desirable. Like all of a sudden you've got, Kansas and North Carolina and Kentucky and Duke driving expansion instead of, Alabama, instead of the powers that be. Like those would be the most coveted teams for sure. Like Gonzaga would be in a Power 5 conference, whereas now they have no shot because they don't have football. So like Villanova also would be like a power in college sports, and that's not the case right now. Also, I think the postseason would have changed before now in college football as well, because if they look at basketball's moneymaker, that's March Madness every single year. That's where college basketball makes, a lot of money. And I think that college football a long time ago would have shifted to something kind of similar. If college basketball were the money driver, I think we would have been in a playoff long before now, to be honest. It's partly the reason we're here today with a college football playoff, to be honest, and it took this long. But they see that that was a big moneymaker for college basketball, and I think they wanted to keep that up. For sure, Carolina and Duke would have had their pick of where they wanted to go. That's not going to be the case right now, and the future for everybody in the ACC right now is incredibly uncertain, if we're being honest. It's not great from an athletic standpoint, as we all know.